Hello, everyone. Today we are going to review the movie Rambo. Now, this is the 2008, induction into the series. Unfortunately, I was doing other stuff last night and completely lost my train of thought and forgot to record this. So, I'm going to do what I can remember at least about the movie, because I don't think I need to go back and watch it again. Anyhow, so this is obviously years later, many years down the road, and it looks like Rambo has definitely, yes, Burma. I don't know why I was thinking something else. Anyway, we'll get into that in a second. That's what I thought it was. But anyhow, this film was, years down the road, yes, where Rambo is now just living in Thailand. He hasn't come back to the States, obviously, because he has no desire to. He just wants to live a life free of being, not free of being, but away, living a life away from, obviously, the war and everything else he used to do when he was younger. Now that he's older, he just wants to live his life as a free man and not have to worry about anybody finding him, or I guess being found, or so on and so forth type deal. Unfortunately, things don't go for him that way. And just before I get into that, I wanted to say that this film was a Lionsgate film, and Lionsgate is always known for... Lionsgate has really been known for their horror movies, if you're a big fan of Lionsgate. And they did kind of delve into the action for a little while, I think. I don't know if they still do those types of movies, or whether they've even broadened out their horizons even farther than that. I don't know. But as far as I know, their horror movies are top of the line usually. And I guess this did kind of have a certain element of that to it. Not like as in jump scares or anything, but like real life war horror, obviously. And yes, I did mention this in one of my other reviews, that this movie was much harder to watch than some of the previous ones, just based on the fact that I think this one did a very good job of showing you the real time, or showing you the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the effects, but I guess the toll. Not the toll either. I'm trying to think of the word. It really does show how, yeah, I guess it would be effects, wouldn't it? Sorry, I'm trying to think here of what the word I'm looking for. But it really does show the whole in and out of what war brings to the table, and what lengths people will go to. There we go. That's a good way of explaining it. To get what they want out of war. And the one guy who is the leader of, I'm assuming, Taiwanese troops, clearly his main goal is to just be feared. So he goes from village to village, killing everybody, and basically that's how he strikes fear into people, is because I guess he thinks if he kills everybody from village to village, that it'll make him a bigger name somehow. I don't really understand that train of thought, because I guess I'm not built like that, or I guess I don't think like that. Anyhow, Rambo is able to, so these people come along that say they want to take food to the sick, the weak, the poor, that type of thing. They want to go to Burma. Rambo tells them that that's a bad idea. Burma's a complete war zone, not to go there, due to the fact that, due to the fact of what's happening already in Burma at this point. But they insist, so he does take them upriver. Unfortunately, they are captured, so Rambo has to go in. Well, actually, this team of, I'm not sure whether they were Navy SEALs or what they were. Do 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 do. Oh, I guess they were just mercenaries. They weren't really a team of anybody. They were just mercenaries. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, he then has to lead this team of mercenaries, and obviously they were all soldiers from different walks of life and different services as well. Because one of them was SAS, which is Special Air Force, Special Air. Oh, I looked it up last night. Now I forget the name. Special Air Service or Secret Air Service. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember now. But anyhow, they're British, so and they were known for being really tough guys, and obviously this one is in this movie. Uh, so yeah, they get to see firsthand what this guy is doing. The main goal is to go in and save the aid workers, and it says here that they were Christian aid workers somewhere. Yeah, Christian aid workers. I guess, yeah, I guess they were going in to help, right? Obviously. I've already talked about that. So anyhow, this movie does take a little bit to pick up, but I would say in comparison to the third one, it was quite a bit better. It kind of gripped you. It gripped you a lot more. And once we dive into the action, it never stops. And it's extremely bloody in this one, probably due to the fact that Lionsgate had their was able to dip their toes into this one, so I mean, I guess they kind of add that element to it, but it didn't look so bad that it looked fake. Now, as opposed to the older ones, I would say that the older ones still, even graphically wise, just looked better, but I think this one was more of a shock value type thing, as opposed to, and Sylvester Stallone did direct this, so I mean, I guess it was kind of his vision more as opposed to somebody else's. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how violent he really likes to make his movies, which is kind of interesting because I guess, but it makes sense because I guess he would have that kind of background and knowledge as to what would make a really good war type movie, and obviously him still being a one-man army type deal, he wants to be the center of focus. And in this one, the bow and arrow was back, not with the explosive tips though, surprisingly. I was kind of shocked but they didn't bring that back, but maybe they thought that was kind of a goofy concept. And probably wouldn't have worked for this movie, seeing as it almost seemed like there was supposed to be some sort of like comical aspect to the older ones, and this one was supposed to be taken a lot more seriously because it was a little bit darker. So they are able to get the Christian aid workers out of the camp, and then obviously they are hunted down, and it looks like they're not going to make it when Rambo is able to, and this is the very end scene in the movie. They do get separated at one point, and that's how Rambo is able to get on the turret at the top of the hill and just start taking all the soldiers out. And I mean, just like, it's a barrage. The two worst scenes of this movie were probably that one and the one at the village where the aid workers get attacked in the village when they're there and all the people are running down the hill and the Vietnamese soldiers are just like killing everybody as they run down the hill. That scene was hard to watch. Even for me, and I'm an action movie person, I usually don't get like squeamish at that sort of stuff, but yeah, it happens in certain countries where that's the type of imbalance of power that there is over there. So yeah, it makes you go just like, how could anybody be that ruthless and not care? Their only goal in life is just to be that feared. It's kind of a crazy concept. But where was I? Yes, so Rambo just absolutely kills everybody. Just in Rambo fashion, as usual. And how did the ending of the movie go? Oh yes, he does. The end of the movie, right? I forgot. He does end up going back to the States, and at the very end of the movie, it shows him walking down the driveway back to his home farm, or I guess I'm assuming where he was raised, because it says R. Rambo on the mailbox. And his name is John Rambo, so it must have been his dad's farm that he goes back to, and that's where we leave off. Actually, that's where we start in Last Blood. So, kind of an interesting concept. I guess he's come full circle. He started out in the States, went to Vietnam, stayed in Vietnam, then came back to the States. So, there you go. It's been, yeah, kind of a fitting middle piece to the movie franchise, I guess, as far as Rambo goes. And that's all I have to say for this film. And, oh yes, my rating though, before I leave. I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10. It was good. Wasn't my favorite in the entire series. I would say my two favorite out of this entire series are, I'd have to go with number 2 and Last Blood. It was just that storyline. The story in that movie was really, really well done, and obviously a fitting closing to the series. This one was still fitting, but it wasn't my favorite out of the series. I wouldn't really say there was anything bad about it. Just maybe it seemed the third and this one, the storyline, or the story took a little bit longer than it should have to pick up as far as action movies go. But hey, I mean, I guess they're trying to add some sort of background story to Rambo, because he does have flashbacks and stuff in this movie, so I guess that makes a little bit more sense. They're trying to add some more depth to the character. So I can kind of see where the direction is going, but it just, yeah, it takes a little bit away from the movie. So anyway, that's all. And I will, oh yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. If not, definitely go watch it, because it is like the filler film in this franchise of movies. So you should go watch it for sure. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.